Hello everyone, and welcome back to another lesson of Lenape. So this is the fourth lesson, I believe, even though it's marked as lesson 5. There's 2 unit 5s, but I've had to do some restructuring lately of what lessons are what. But anyway, what's important is that the translations get done. So this is the newest translation for the newest topic that we're doing for Lenape. So this is about telling time. This lesson is also going to contain information about the days of the week and different parts of the day and similar things like that. So at the top here, so just some basic phrases that pertain to the lesson. So Kèxa, hèch, këlak means what time is it? And Kèxa is a word that means how many, how much. And it can also mean, when used by itself, it can mean some, and it can also mean several or a few. And then, of course, hèch, that word that you've seen a lot, hèch or hutch, meaning the question particle, and then këlak. So, how much is it këlak? Kèxa, hèch, këlak. And if you want to ask when something specifically is, then you can just add the object after you say Kèxa, hèch, këlak. So if you want to say what time is the meeting, you could say Kèxa, hèch, këlak na mae halan. Mae halan is meeting. Na and na can both be used for the, but they generally mean this. And na can mean that. So Kèxa, hèch, këlak na whatever it is that you're doing. Na mae halan. Huniti këlak. Huniti këlak. What time will it be soon? And huniti means soon. There's several different ways to say soon in Lenape. And then you have basic time phrases. So to answer the question Kèxa, hèch, këlak, you simply say whatever the time and the hour followed by clock. So nawa clock, it's 4 o'clock. Nacha clock, it's 3 o'clock. Peshkunk clock, it's 9 o'clock. And if you want to say something specific like it's already this time or it's this time, you can just simply say the minutes like in English. So you could say, so for it is already 15 after 11. So depending on what dialect or variety of Lenape you're learning, if you're learning Ontario, Delaware, or what I believe is Moonsey or Moonsay, you would say, they say Wimbot for 10. But if you're learning Southern Nami or learning the general Lenape that is better tested, then you would say Telun. So Mechi Telun. So Telun ok palenach. So palenach is 5. Ok is and. So Telun ok palenach, 10 and 5. Mechi means already. So Mechi Telun ok palenach. So already 15. Keshi means after in this context. So 10. Telun ok kweti këlak. So kweti means 1. Telun ok kweti is 11. And then këlak. So telun ok kweti këlak, 11 o'clock. Kishi after. So mechi telun ok palenach kishi telun ok kweti këlak. It is already 15 minutes after 11. And minute is minute, spelled very similarly. And then soon it will be 9 o'clock. So peshkun këlak, it's 9 o'clock. Huniti at the beginning. So usually in Lenape you put your time words at the beginning. Generally speaking, that's how it is done most of the time. Huniti peshkun këlak. It will soon be 9 o'clock. And then verb usually goes at the end, not always. But you put, in this kind of case, when you say you did something at a certain time, you could say hash, which means 8, hash këlak, and tuki hala. So tuki hala means to wake up or to get up. Hash këlak, tuki hala. And then numbers for telling time. So all the numbers here for the clock are here. So kweti, nisha, naha, nawa, palenach, kwetash. So kwetash is kweti plus ash. Nisha is 7, so that's 2 plus ash. Chash is nacha. You take this na off, so it's nacha. It's not nachash, it's just chash. And then the curveball is peshkunk, which has nothing to do with Noah. And then you have Tilan. And Tilan Okwati. So Tilan Ok, whatever the number is, Tilan Ok Nisha. And you could say Wimbot or Wimbot Okwati if you're speaking or learning Ontario, Delaware. And then if you're talking about parts of the hour, there are different ways to do that. So half past, so pasi means half, and kishi means after. Quarter to, so there is another word, quarter, which I don't know if people ever used this word. There's no entries in the Talking Lenape dictionary to indicate that this word was ever used for a quarter past, but I'm assuming to save yourself some time if you're speaking Lenape, especially if you're trying to speak it every single day, then Newalenia. Newalenia is a quarter. So Newalenia Kishi, or Newalenia Hitami before. And then 45 minutes pass, so Ninke Ok Newa Clock. So Ninke is 40 in this context. And did I translate a dialogue for this? No? Okay. I usually do, that's why I was looking up there. And then, if you're talking about specific times of the day, so neke is at this time. And you'll often see lakikwi. So le is the word for time. It also means it is so. So lakikwi, and even keku means something, or it means what or how. But keku le means an event or something that is happening, that's taking place. So neke at this time, and then in the morning you have alapaek, and that's not the only word for morning. I believe alpan is another word for morning you can use. And then afternoon is literally translated afternoon. So pachhakweke or pachhakwe means noon, like 12 o'clock p.m. Pachhakwe. So pachhakwe is noon, and then kishi pachhakweke, afternoon. And then lokwik is evening. Lokwaniwi means in the evening. Lokwaniwi. And then nighttime, so piske means dark. Piske wani means in the dark, literally means in the darkness, or in this case at night, because the wani turns it into night, the uni turns it into night. And then you have light puko. Light puko means midnight. And then practice sentences. So we've seen this again. So we've seen Kèxa hèch këlak. What time is it? It's 6 o'clock. Kwatash clock. Soon it will be 8 o'clock. Huniti hash këlak. So huniti hash këlak. Ok hash këlak in Tukihela. Soon it will be 8 o'clock, and I wake up at 8 o'clock. I woke up at 7 o'clock. Nishash këlak in Tukihela. And then when you want to say I go to bed at a certain time, you could say Telan ok kuti këlak nakawi. I go to sleep at 11 o'clock. And then it is already 15 after 11 o'clock. So we've already gone through this phrase. So mechi already. Telan ok palanok 15 kishi. After Telan ok kuti 11 o'clock clock. And then about the present time. So this is how you would spell that lakikwi. So this is le plus kahikwi. Yukwe lakikwi. And then if you're describing time, so this is the loquenoi or loqueni, and then you can also say enta loquic, which means when or where evening is, literally. And then you have nisha. So this is how you would say if you're talking about 2 or however many nights ago. So you could say naha kunakat 3 days ago. Newa kunakat 4 days ago, and so on. And then you have 2 words for tomorrow. So upon apunke, and alapa. I use alapa all the time for tomorrow. It's just the word that comes to mind whenever I'm speaking Lenape to myself. And then tomorrow morning is sepik, sutpik, or ayapwe, or satpuk ayapwe. And weloku. So loku is a word for evening. I assume this is nice because it has well, like woolly, but I'm not 100% sure about the nice part. And then specific times of day, we've already gone through pahakweke, and then another word for afternoon, which I have not seen in Talking Lenape dictionary, is tachpachihela. So hela is just a really common word for that goes at the end of things that have to do with movement or something that constantly happens. And hula or huleu also means commonly. And then takaiti, slowly. Always can be apchi, unkeme, yanawi. I haven't seen yanawi, but inkeme is used all the time. Apchi is not. Apchi means other things than always. It's not always used for this. And then you have lupi, again. And then daily, kuniki sahake. I have not seen this being used in the Talking Lenape dictionary, so I'm not sure if this died out or not, but I'm all for bringing back old words. So, especially if there's nobody to teach us the language that uses it every day, then we just need to be using it. Whatever words we can get and refine, we need to be using them. Kuniki sahake, daily. And then lately, lami soe, so lately. And then we have other days that I've shared here. So there's a lot of stuff like immediately or directly shy, one of these days, the lemo konaki, and kundo okan. So kunda is an old word for week. The word week or week is used in the Talking Lenape dictionary. Kunda is still used in Ontario, Delaware, at least in the 1996 dictionary, and then or the 1990s dictionary. And then I calced these from Mission, Delaware, to this. So these are, you could say these, but I don't have any Talking Lenape dictionary examples to share from that. And then soon, as I was mentioning earlier, this is just pretty soon. So hulaniti. So hulaniti, you have huniti, and you have hulaniti, and then kunchun. Kunchaniti. And then you have so ashta is another way to say then. Like if you're listening out like then this followed by this. It also means something else I forgot that I just discovered. Then na means so, it means then. And then you have commonly, hello, and then you have different stuff. And there's different ways to say sometimes, but tamse or ta tamse is fine. Kèchen. And then el kikwi just means like so. It also means size. So just keep that in mind. And then we have 3 different words for seldom and rarely. Chukwe. So chukwe is the word that's being used today in the Talking Lenape dictionary for seldom or rarely. So just keep that in mind. Chukwe. I've never seen a hamika or natawat, but these are used a lot in Mission, Delaware. Again, I'm just trying to bring back whatever words we can use because why not? Otherwise, they're just going to be in the books, just sitting there, collecting dust. And then you have the days of the week. So people don't really say kuntuwe kishku. It literally just means holy day. And then so santeke, manteke, tustuke, lelai. So lelai means between, and it also means Wednesday, so the middle of the week. Lelai, and then you have tustuke, palai teke, or free teke, but the dictionary says palai teke and satuteke. So satuteke and all these other days of the week, these are all the same in Ontario, Delaware, as well as the Talking Lenape dictionary. So it doesn't matter where you speak Lenape, the days of the week are always going to be these same words. Then we have some examples here. So Santuke, Tom se utenink nta. On Sundays, I sometimes go to town. Lelai kuhashi konatumi. You rarely call me on Wednesdays, or chukwe, or never if you're saying kuhashi. And if you want to say that same, so if you want to say, like, for example, Kèxa hèch këlak, what time is it? Kèxa hèch këlak na maya halan. What time is the meeting? You could say, what day is the meeting? Or you could say something like fritike Kèxa hèch këlak na maya halan. What time is the meeting on Friday? Or you put Friday at the beginning of the word, because the vast majority of the time you put the time words at the beginning of the sentence in Lenape or the clause. And then to answer that, there will be a meeting on Friday. You could say maya halan fritike, or you could say maya halan hash këlak, or newa këlak fritike. The meeting is at 4 o'clock on Friday. Then we have some extra examples here, and then soon we will eat metchaki namitsi hanach, and then this ch turns it into a future tense. Anyway, that is that lesson. No dialogues today, but it's important to memorize numbers and get these phrases here. Hopefully this helps out people who are trying to schedule things in Lenape, schedule a ma'ehelan or nachi musi, a council meeting, or just a meeting in general, or a kikita wokan, a dialogue, conversation, anything. Hope this helps people, and hopefully you can ask someone near you soon. Kèxa hèch këlak.